Hey, hey, how's everyone doing? Ricardo here, formerly known as Sam. Um, I kind of just want to speak a little bit, been thinking about some things. Um, yeah, life is hard. I think we kind of make life harder, in terms of the decision making and the things that we do and where we go and things of that nature and our vibration. But society does not help, without a doubt. They kind of um, they make it harder on us. And I don't think people see that. I think a lot of people think that democracy is a good thing and governments are a good thing, which I agree with. It's good, but their implementation is not good. They don't execute the right way. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have a good structure, but if you don't use the structure in the right way, it's negative. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel about the government. I never really liked the government anyways, but I feel like democracy is a good thing. I feel like in theory it should work, but it's not working because the government they don't care about the people. So just like if you see like a homeless person or a person on the street, like you can either help them or not help them. You can't kind of help them and kind of not help. You either help or hurt. You lend a hand or you don't. That's it. So you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that everyone is homeless, but I'm just saying like that's just an analogy like of how the government is not helping the people, you know? Because in the end of the day, if they want to help, they would help. And everybody's talking about this money structure. I don't know about everybody, but people talk about the money structure like, oh, we don't need money, we do need money. But I feel that depends. It depends on us because money was created by people. God didn't create money. In theory. Um, so money could work, but for it to work, we need society to teach people how to you know, use money the right way, how to get money the right way instead of, working a 9 to 5 job. But there's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5 job, but it's like most people, when they think of trying to get money, they think of a 9 to 5 job. So it's like, that's not, it's not the only way that you can get money. But, anyways, enough of that. So, in society, you know, we need to just, it's our decision, whether we want money in or we don't want money. To me, in my opinion, I like having money, because I like paying for things. That's just me. And I don't have a whole lot of money, so but I like it because I like paying for stuff. It's just satisfaction. Like, yeah, I paid for this shit. Hell yeah, I don't know. That's the way that I feel. But also, without money, it's cool too. How would the society look like? I have no idea. But I know both could work. It just depends on we as human beings collectively. What do we want? Do we want to have it or we don't? So with that, but yeah, we're in a sick society right now. There's a whole lot of things that are happening. It seems like there's two different forces opposing each other. We have the good force and the bad force, and the bad force is keeping people dumbed down and keeping people, not understanding their true power and not knowing, that they have a voice or they have a say in their life. Not knowing, keeping them from seeing that they can empower themselves and empower their reality. And we have another uh, a good force that's showing people that yes, you can do it. You know, but at the same time, I think like we're such in a right now mentality moment where like people don't have enough time and patience. And you need to have patience. Because at the end of the day, like I explained in my last video, who wins the tortoise or the hare? So it's like people want instant gratification. If they don't see it right now in the next few days, they don't believe it. And in reality, that's not how it works. So, and I looked at my life and I was kind of like that too. Well, it's not like kind of like that. I like being patient, but my parents kind of forced me to be impatient, and that's another story another day. But um, you got to be patient, and so I think we as people we got to work on that. So, but yeah, I don't know if in terms of where life is going, where the planets are going, and all that stuff. I don't know. You know, are we heading into disaster? Are we heading into something good? I don't know. The only thing I know is like now we're being asked to choose which preference, which way we want to go. And then from there, the manifestation will come. So I hope I do the right things. I feel like I have been, by the grace of God, but at the end of the day, I know it's not that easy. It's not that difficult because I've come up with a lot of roadblocks from people. I wouldn't say roadblocks. I come a lot of just like people, especially my family, in terms of just like, oh, what are you doing? Like, you're not doing the right thing. They perceive me not doing the right thing, but at the end of the day, I feel happy within myself. I feel like I did the best that I could for the day. I feel like I accomplished something. So from that standpoint, I don't really care about the way that you view my life because at the end of the day, I know I'm going to reach where I want to go because I'm doing the best that I can, and I'm working on myself and I'm understanding life, and at the end of the day, those are more important. How can you play chess to be a chess piece on a board, but you don't understand the game? You don't understand your movements, What if you're the horse on a chess piece and you try to act like a pawn? It's not going to work. You're a horse. You move 3 up and then 2 to the right or to the left or opposite. You don't go every one step. You're missing out on your role in life, and so it's like they want you to do that. They want you to be like them, not necessarily be like them, but they want you to think like they do. Like they think that the way they see it is superior. It's like, well, come on, man, that's not true. Like it's not about the way that you think; it's about the way that you are, And so there's a difference, So I don't really get into that. It's just like people, especially my parents, get me so fucked up, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, we do that. But that's kind of like I want to say. I just want to get on here for a little bit, talk a little bit. So I hope you got a little bit message out of it. Hopefully everything works out with you guys, and um, hopefully life continues moving and chugging in the right direction. So thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Bye.